Hey everybody, today I want to talk about something that's probably the reason why you buy a perfume, or one of the main factors, or one of the things that keeps you wanting to wear it or not, is longevity, sillage, and projection. These are three factors that people who are really into fragrances really think about, and we're going to kind of go through a little bit of what it is and how it works. First of all, what's sillage? Sillage is pretty much what we call your scent bubble. It's, how much it comes off your skin, how much it surrounds you. Can you smell it yourself? Anosmia comes into play with some things, but for the most part, it's, what surrounds you with it. Longevity is pretty simple when it's how long does it last? And projection is also pretty simple. It's, how much does it project? Some people wear fragrances to attract other people, for other people. I personally wear fragrances for myself. So sillage is a little bit important, projection not so much, and longevity is really important for me. So what makes something last longer than others? It's going to be the molecules that go into it. So the materials that you use, there has to be bigger molecules that last longer. That's why you'll never see something like really volatile. That's why citruses are always top notes, because they dissipate very fast. And that's just the nature of the material. You'll never see bergamot or lime as a base note. Again, that's just the nature of the oil. You'll see woods, spices, some florals can last that long. And those are the way that those are kind of used. So what kind of molecules are we talking about? I mean, probably the most common ones are Isui Super and Broxin are well known. Fursantal, which is a really good sandalwood material. Vetiver acetate, which is a vetiver material. Isui Super does very well. Isui Super is really commonly used along with ambroxan in modern perfumery. I typically try to stay away from them, but sometimes Isui Super with like oud fragrances really helps round it out, and just adding some really does well. I don't add it necessarily to have it last longer, but it does play a role. Unfortunately, there's no one special material that is gonna, add 10 drops of Isui Super and it's gonna make it last 2 extra hours. Like there's no formula like that. Like, it's really how it's formulated and how it's made and what materials are used. There is no special magic material that's going to automatically make it one way or the other. So it's really up to the perfumer or the person constructing the fragrance to do well. It also depends on your skin. If you put on lotion and then you put this and you spray it on, of course that'll make it last longer because it holds on to something. Another thing that's a factor to all these things is the concentration. We've all heard eau de cologne, eau de toilette, eau de parfum. Those are the percentages to which the fragrance is concentrated to. So if we all know what alcohol does when it is just out, it evaporates, right? So with something that's very slow, like mild concentration, like an eau de cologne or an eau de toilette, maybe like 5 to 10%, it's a lot of alcohol. So it's going to evaporate. It's going to carry those molecules off your skin a lot more, creating sillage and projection. But longevity is not going to be that great because the oils in it aren't really that concentrated. But that's not 100% of the time. I've had some eau de toilettes outlast parfums and extracts. Again, it just really depends on the materials you're using. If you're getting a woody, spicy fragrance, it's going to outlast a concentrate of even 50% of something citrusy, because again, that's just the nature of the material. But that's kind of like a general term. That just doesn't mean that I don't want you to think that, oh, I got an extrait, it's automatically gonna last me 50 hours. That's not the case. Each person is different, skin to skin. So again, it's those molecules coming off your skin. So if it's a higher concentrated oil to less alcohol, of course, it's not going to project as much because there's not as much alcohol. So these are where those kinds of things come into play. And it's really just experimentation, and it's all about your preference. I don't like to spray heavy. I do like 3 sprays. I spray like each of my shoulders, and then, 4. Spray each of my shoulders, like around my arms and on my neck, and that's it really. Maybe if I go to a special occasion, I'll do a couple more just on clothes. But typically when I'm at home, I'll just do like 1 or 2 on each side. I don't really like to overdo it. Anosmia, again, does come into play. And since COVID came, we all are aware of what anosmia is now. Your body automatically just becomes nose blind to some materials, especially if you're wearing the same perfume over and over and over again. Typically what you'll find is you can't smell it, but other people around you can still smell it, because when it's on, it's like, say some people spray their chest or their neck, it's constantly going into your nose and you're smelling it. So it doesn't mean just because you can't smell it doesn't mean others can't. Again, for me personally, I don't really care much for projection. I'm not trying to go to the club and, or, trying to do anything like that. I like to do it for myself, almost like as a form of aromatherapy. I just like the way they smell, and it makes me feel more confident. It makes me feel I have better self-esteem, and it makes me in a better mood. It is a luxury item, so it's like wearing a nice necklace or a nice pair of earrings or, a nice shirt. So that's kind of how I use it. That's a little tidbit on it, and just something for you guys to think about when you're spraying something. For me, probably the most important part of fragrance, other than it smelling good, is longevity. I want it to last a while. I mean, some of these fragrances that you buy for $1,000, they smell nice, but they don't last very long. So I concentrate mine to parfum, which is I concentrate personally to 25%, which I feel like is a good mix of getting good projection and good longevity. I am working on a pure collection, which is 50% concentration, but that's with very minimal things, but that's a whole different story. I can explain that in another video. But yeah, so that's just a little tidbit on that. I hope you enjoyed, and again, come check out the website. I got a couple cool things going on. Patreon's got a lot of cool things that are going to be happening, and Instagram's always updated pretty much daily. So yeah, hope to see you guys soon.